VK6ZMS, VK6CS, both mobile. Yeah, morning, mate. Excuse me. Well, there's a lot of them about, mate. A lot of them about. I've just been down to JCar, picked up a couple of bits and pieces. Have a crack at the cathode bias board for my power amp over the weekend, probably. I've got next week off actually, so I should have it done by the end of the week, even if I don't do it over the weekend. And time flies when you're having fun. I've been with the company that I work for 10 years, and they presented me with a gift card, as they do all employees that have been there for 10 years. And I've just picked myself up a little bench power supply. I tell you what, little is the word. 0 to 15 volts at 15 amps. It's about twice as big as a fag packet, I think. Numerous occasions I've thought that it'd be so useful just to have a little variable voltage power supply, and one that can chuck out a few amps is obviously a bonus. It does 18 amps or 15 amps continuous according to the spec. And they've got another one there that's 25 amp. It looks identical, but only does 15 volts. Sorry, the one I've got is 0 to 24 volts. Yeah, that's right. And they do a 0 to 15 volt one that's 25 amps. And I thought it's a real shame that they don't do a 0 to 24 volt 25 amp version, you know. Because a lot of these bench power supplies are ridiculously expensive, but this was about 150 bucks, which I thought was quite reasonable. But obviously not as versatile as some of these lab supplies that will do, 60 volts, 25 amps or whatever, but they're about 700 bucks. VK6ZMS, VK6CS, both mobile.
The Manson brand, Steve, over?
Yeah, each one is individually signed by Charles himself. No, we have those at work, the Manson ones. This is a, I don't know, for 150 bucks. This is going to be a Who Flung Dung special, I suspect, huh?
I'll probably see my S-meter rise to S9 as you switch it on 40 metres across the city. Yeah, Heath used to sell those Mansons, so they're remarkably quiet for switch mode power supplies. I like to avoid them like the plague around RF gear. Shimming a switch mode. I give it the something described. It's so damn noisy. But even on that year service, what did I get? I got a you choose between certain gifts. I chose one of those electronic frames. You just load a series of picture frames. You just load a series of JPEGs into it. It just scrolls through them. As my gift, and I didn't open it. I just left it in the box and gave it to one of the nephews for Christmas there. So got to love re-gifting. It was one present sorted. Yeah, all noted on tuning up or getting the bike sorted out. Been watching the videos with interest. Why don't you manage to track down a double load? It's an oil one up at the Hague there. You might leave that in a bucket. They inevitably leak. Or somebody somewhere has got a great big one that's in a metal canister, like a gas cylinder, but it's a double load. Richard donated. I think there's a member who appeared once, borrowed it, disappeared. I have to take it down. I'm still active on APRS. I'll show you back at the Hague. I'll have to get that back. I saw the motion the other day, and I must say I was quite disappointed. I guess I should have gone with low expectations.
Yeah, then you wouldn't be disappointed.
Some of those music scenes when you drive around on Mars, I thought this is just silly. It's just getting silly now. It's not a feel-good movie. So, disappointed. Would have expected a lot more. Hopefully J.J. Abrams doesn't let me down with a new Star Wars movie, but I've got a feeling that'll be cheesy. VK6RAP mobile.
VK VK6RAP, VK6RAP, Perth Mobile. Yeah, well, people turning up at radio clubs once is well, not a problem really, is it? I mean, you know, you need to stick your head in and see if you think that you'll like it, you'll be a good fit, if you like the people there. So that's understandable. Turning up once and borrowing equipment is something else. That's got "I am a crook" written all over it, isn't it? Really. People that turn up once to case the joint. Yeah, that's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to be wary of. But what can you do? You know, it's a club that's open to the public. So. Yeah, the power supply noise, I'm not bothered about that because I've no intention of running a HF radio with it. I might do some, I might knock around just looking at the current drawn by different radios on HF, on transmit, but I won't be bothered about the noise on receive. I won't be running it when I'm doing HF. I do so little HF anyway. Yeah, that did actually, that did occur to me, that. And I have used that Manson. I've taken one home, one of the Mansons, and played around with it. And I don't recall it generating very much noise, but then I don't recall listening to HF while I was playing around with it. So I don't really know. This being cheap and cheerful, well, you know, okay, I could borrow one of these things from work, but then, you know, sometimes a lot of them are tied up, the bench power supplies. If there's a project going on, they'll all be tied up running stuff, and there might only be one left for the workshop to use. I find that you know, I might be in the mood to do something that requires a variable voltage power supply, and of course I don't have one, and then I've got to wait until one's available, and then when one's available I might not feel like doing anything with it. So I think it's for that price, you know, for 150 bucks, I might as well just have one in the test gear pile. Same goes for the dummy load. I did actually, I bought one of those high power low pass filters from Andrews last week. I ordered it on Tuesday, and Thursday afternoon it was there, picked it up. So that was really nice and fast. I might be doing some experiments with that, just to put a sweep through it, see how it looks. But I got that, you know, because it'll take 1.5 kilowatts continuous and 5 kilowatts PEP, that filter. So I thought, well, if I do run that valve amp up at home, I'll have some filtering on there. I could make some filtering, I suppose, but it's a bit squeezy inside that box as it is, believe it or not. I spoke to them about the MFJ 250 dummy load, which is the oil-filled one. I had the Cantenna dummy load in the UK, which was the oil-filled one. And I've had a look on YouTube, and there's a guy on there unboxing one of those, and you get the bottle of oil in it as well, you know. So that would be ideal for what I want. Unfortunately, they're out of stock, so they won't be getting any for about another month. But again, with the dummy load, although the club's got one and I'd be welcome to borrow it, thanks for that reminder, I'd still prefer to have one at home that I can just, whenever I feel like it, I can just pull it out and do whatever I want to do. I don't have to think, oh, I've got to wait a week to get the dummy load, you know, or 2 weeks or whatever it happens to be. It's just for convenience. And I like your regifting. I got a $200 one of these cards. I think probably after 5 years. And yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really nice thing for them to do, you know. And they don't give you something completely useless. They just give you some cash, and of course you can just go out and get what you want. So they bought a few bits of my bias board and a power supply. VK6RAP, VK6RAP, Perth Mobile.
That was quite generous. Thinking there's previous owners who gave me the notoriously tight with their cash. I don't think it would have been valued more than $30. So that was good, rewarding you in that aspect. Yeah, noted on the noise there from the man. Yeah, I thought it particularly quiet. The ones I liked that Pete was selling, used it on HF once or twice, it had a little, you could just, if you were getting a birdie anywhere, like repetitive noise from the power supply and switch mode,
James
you could
got
actually
one of those.
change the frequency where this noise was appearing. On the front there's just a potentiometer to vary the frequency of the circuitry, and if you had a noise at a certain frequency in the power supply, you just get that little tweak appears elsewhere. On the rare occasion if you did get any noise, so that's one to look out for. If you're going to grab one of those, is the ability to do that. Yeah, I noted on the low pass there. Yeah, I used to run I think you said low pass. I used to run a low pass on an old valve radio I had. I didn't have it. It's quite an early design. I didn't really trust the filtering on it, so I stacked that on as a matter of precaution, so I didn't get a bang on the door from the neighbours. Now with digital TV, it's not so much of an issue. Speaking of digital TV, the Channel 9 is going to finally their main Channel 9 feed on HD. About time. So yeah, all the programs that are on 9, if you do watch any commercial TV, will be cast on HD, which would be good for sport. Quite like watching cricket and a few other events. So we'll enjoy that. And Andrew, you know, they're a pleasure to deal with. Compared to another mob further south, who were an absolute nightmare. I think he needed an office assistant to take care of his orders and track them and so forth. It was terrible, but always A+ service from Andrews. I think he charged a little bit more than me, but you know, I got it quickly and almost got what they said they would give me and what I ordered, so you can't fault their service. Anyway, that's about off where I need to be. Some bits and pieces from downtown here. Might see you up at the hill in a couple of hours. VK6CS, VK6RAP, both mobile.
VK6RAP, VK6CS, both mobile. Yeah, well that, I'm going into a bit of a noisy area here, Martin, but there's the scarp sort of puts a bit of a shadow over this particular area. Running 50 watts, but I might get a bit noisy. But yeah, I've found Andrews have been fine. I only found it once. I think it was last year or the year before, and it sounded this gormless idiot was arguing about the price of one of their radios, and I said, well, have you got a computer there? Just have a look at your website, you know. And anyway, they didn't have any in stock at the time. I think I'll put it on the back burner. But the last couple of times I've dealt with them, they've been fine, as you say, spot on. And it's unusual these days, isn't it, that you can sort of put an order in, actually get what you ordered, and get it promptly. So that's why I went back to that place. I think you know, someone gives you good service, good price, then that's the one you're going to go with. And I've heard all sorts of nightmare stories about the other place. I know one of the guys at work had the run around from him as well. So he probably wants to be put out of business. You know, psychologically he wants to terminate the business, but he doesn't want to terminate it personally. He wants the customers to terminate it for him, I suspect. There's another comment I was going to make. What was that? Yeah, I can't remember. Sorry, Martin. Alright, mate. Well, yeah, I intend to go up the hill this afternoon. I'll probably be up there, usual sort of time. Do my usual disappearing act before the meeting actually starts. So I'll see you then. Yeah, I've got a niggly feeling there's another comment I was going to make, but it's gone. If I remember it later, I'll pitch it then. Cheers, Martin. Thanks for returning to the call. I'll see you later. VK6CS Mobile.
Wear your camo shirt. Yeah, apparently we've bought a wheel clamp, Steve, so you've got to stay for the meeting. Before I disappear, what do you think of the movie and calling to it?
VK6RAP Mobile and Morning Owl. That was the comment I was going to make. It's. I thought that The Martian was okay as a science fiction film. You know, go and put your feet up on the skull of the person in front of you and just enjoy your bucket of popcorn. But don't analyse it. You know, if you start analysing it, then it falls apart at the seams. When you think about it, you know, it would have got fried with the radiation. He seemed to have limitless power and water from you know, 2 or 3 solar panels he had on sticks outside. He had when he repressurised the hab after it exploded, and he stuck the plastic sheet over that gaping great hole. If he pressurised that to atmospheric pressure, that would be 14 psi. I don't think that plastic sheet would have stood a chance. You know, the radiothermic generator he dug out the ground wasn't connected to anything. He put the radiothermic generator in the cab of the rover simply to use its radiant heat as a heater and not to charge the spare battery that he'd taken out of the other rover. You know, if he was an astronaut, he was an idiot. But it was technically, it was rubbish. As a science fiction film, I quite enjoyed it. And if you start analysing, if you apply the same criteria to Star Wars, you know, you just can't. You just got to sit back with your bucket of popcorn and enjoy it. And certainly, the clips I've seen of the new Star Wars film, he's Mr. Abrahams is going to get some of my money. That's for sure. I'm going to go and see it. Yeah, if I wear that camo shirt, Al, you won't be able to find me. That's the problem. You'll hear this voice, and you'll be looking around all over the place, but you won't be able to see me. VK6. I'll just put it back to Martin just to see if he's got any. Just a final quick comment, Al. VK6RAP with the group. VK6RAP Mobile.
Just agree with you. Probably I should have analysed it, but yeah. Like Star Wars presents itself as, you know, quite futuristic, so I take away some of the plausibility, but that's what he'd try to say. It's not too distant future. And you know, when he blew the habitat apart, and he said all the bacteria is dead and he couldn't start farming again. Well, you started from scratch previous, just do the same again.
Yeah. Just take a dump.
Right, stop picking fox and just enjoy it. Oh, yeah, well, might see this afternoon. VK6RAP, VK6RAP Mobile. Cheers.
Yeah, catch you later, Martin. Yep, I should be up there sometime this afternoon. Sort of heading up to Flinders Street to do a bit of work on the property, and then I should swing across after that. Morning, Steve. Just turned on. Haven't heard much of your conversation, but just couldn't resist throwing that one-liner in there. A VK6RAP Mobile, I take it, probably. VK6RAP Mobile.
VK6RAP Mobile, yes. VK6RAP Mobile indeed. And yeah, cheers, mate. The other comment I was going to make was that James NJW has got one of those power supplies that you mentioned where you can actually adjust the frequency of the switch mode oscillator in it, so that if it's interfering with something, you can just move it up the band a bit. And that is a really neat feature. And I remember when James told me about that, I thought, yeah, that is really quite good. But that's smart thinking, for sure. But as I'm not going to use it to run a HF radio, I'm not worried about that. I'm only going to use it for experiments on the tabletop. And that's probably just told you, Al, that I bought a little benchtop power supply today. I say little, it really is too. It's a very small power supply. It does 0 to 24 volts at 15 amps continuous and 18 amps peak, I think it is. A couple of other bits and pieces, so I can have a crack at making my cathode bias regulator. I've got next week off actually, so I took Friday off and next week off. I've got so much leave, you know, months and months of leave. Got my long service leave as well this year, so I've got an extra 3 months leave this year. I thought I'd better start burning some of it off, you know, I've been reluctant to do it up to now because of the what was going on with regard to the outsourcing. I thought, well, it's just, you know, I don't want to disappear and then find that they go, well, we don't really need this guy. You know, he's been gone for 6 months and no one's noticed. Yeah, it's really quite a small power supply, a very small package, a couple of meters on it. It's got a voltmeter on it, it's got an ammeter on it, so it should be ideal for the experiments that I have in mind. VK6KIF, VK6CS both mobile.
Yeah, VK6CS, VK6KIF. Yeah, good stuff on the power supply. Obviously, you couldn't find the other boat anchor in your storage room.
Actually, I did, Al. But,
or it doesn't do the business for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I looked at your last YouTube clip, I think yesterday afternoon or last night. What's that guy's call sign in VK5? Oh, I can't remember it either. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's quite interesting actually. Quite bizarre just how quick the signal dropped off when you drove into the garage.
Oh, yeah, that was noise coming up, Al.
Yeah, anyway, I'm sort of, you probably gather I'm sort of heading up the freeway. Every time I sort of walk into the rental property, I think I've actually had it ready for re-rent last month. Every time I sort of turn the corner, I see something else. I thought, oh no, I'll just make sure that's right. I'll just make sure that's right. And walked out there the other night and noticed that the extractor fan above the hot plate in the kitchen was broken, so in the process I bent up some steel work and a little front panel for that, so that's going up there to be anchored on. Our little plastic panel is completely knackered, so we've retrofitted a bit of pressed up a bit of steel and putting that on there today, plus spraying the weeds that are coming up through the pavers, so it's all go, go, go. So don't know what time I'll get to the Hague, but if your car's there, I'll just keep bumping into people until I find you. VK6CS, VK6KIF.
VK6KIF, VK6CS, both mobile. Yeah, what you need to do is just sort of flail around a lot, and then when you hear someone yell, you know you've found me. That'll be the way to go with that. Actually, I don't know what's happened to that urban camouflage shirt. I'll have to have a look around and see if I can find it. Yeah, I ordered that one. It's the special U-boat colour scheme, that one. So, you know, if I was against a grey sky, the sky that we got today, I reckon I'll be completely invisible. If the sky was a backdrop. Actually, that's not really what you need for a U-boat, is it? But, yeah, that when we pulled into the Shell garage, that wasn't the signal dropping off, Al. That was the all the neon tubes, all the noise from the lights that came up and killed the signal. You know, the AGC just clamped it right down. All we could hear was the lights. So that was the score. That was the score with that. But that was really good actually. I spoke to a guy in Auckland, and there's a VK6 calling CQ, and I thought, crikey, wouldn't expect to hear VK6, you know, on 20 metres, and then found out it was in Broome, you know, so there was quite a few k's between us, probably 2,000 k's between us, or 15 or 1600 at least, same sort of distance as you know, the guy over on the York Peninsula. It was actually a little closer than I thought it was, but I did speak to one guy who was portable the day before on me. It's a shame I didn't record that one, because he had a portable setup. He'd finished work and he'd gone and set up down on the beach, and he was in New South Wales, right up in the northeast of New South Wales, and I think it's probably the easternmost part of the continent, and had a bit of a chat with him, you know, and got a 5 and 5 from him, and he was about the same, and we had a bit of a chat. And I said, I'll be really embarrassed if you tell me you're running an 817, because we exchanged similar reports, you know. He said no, he It was running 100 watts. He had a 33 amp hour battery set up on the beach there. Yeah, understood on your rental property. Well, you'll soon be breaking it in, mate. Once you've got some more tenants in there, you'll be laughing. VK6KIF, VK6CS, mobile.
Yeah, I'm going to get real noisy because I'm just going past the city, Steve, so I'll say 73s and catch up with you a bit later on, because I virtually lose the repeater. VK6KIF, clear. Catch you later.
Yeah, cheers. I might, if you can drag yourself away, get your chores completed in time, I might see you up there. Have fun, VK6CS mobile.
73s.
Morning, Steve. VK6ACB mobile.
That was lovely today. Morning, Mark. And how's your weekend going? VK6ACB, VK6CS, both mobile.
Yeah, VK6ACB mobile. Yeah, not too bad. Been listening for a few minutes. We've just popped into town and just heading back out towards Canning Vale. Just to order some screening panels for the patio in the backyard, and then we'll be heading for home. And providing I'm not too long, I should be heading up to the club. So far it's all good. I picked up the call out baton last night, and so far, touch wood, it's all been quiet.
I'll say that because I'm next.
Mobile, VK6ACB mobile, and yeah, how's yours going?
Yeah, not bad, mate. VK6CS mobile. That means I'm next. No, I can't do. I'm off next week. Must be someone after you. Maybe you've swapped with someone. Yeah, well, all I've done this morning is I listened to a bit of F-Troop. I actually recorded it. I might put a bit of, I don't think I'll put the whole hour on there, but I think I might put a segment of F-Troop on the channel, just to let people know what it's all about. Yeah, but no, might inspire others to do something similar. I think it's really useful for people that are just stepping into amateur radio, and or returning to it. And yeah, you know those cards that Steve and myself got last week. Yeah, the thank you for the 10 years. I spent some money on that this morning. I bought some bits of my cathode bias board, and I bought myself a little bench, 0 to 24 volt, 15 amp continuous, 18 amp peak power supply. Amazing how small these things are these days. It's got a couple of meters on the front. You know, the thing's not much bigger than the meters. I don't know if I'll be going to load it up and see if I can actually pull 15 amps out of it continuously, but that's what I've done today. So had a bit of a tidy up, and went out and picked up a few bits and pieces. Spent a bit of money. VK6ACB, VK6CS mobile.
VK6FAIL sneaking in here too.
Acknowledging, I think it was VK6F. Was it AA or AI? Sorry, you have to excuse the hearing. And yeah, all fine on the
FAAL
on the power supply there, Steve. That sounds interesting. And from what I heard before, it sounds like you've got some plans to do some little experiments. And yeah, this is pretty much the first time I've switched the radio on this weekend. So yeah, and so just off to spend a bit of money, and then head back home, hopefully. And yeah, regarding call, the gentleman that recently rejoined us after his time out He's next, so it's certainly not you on call. After me, it's him first, and then you there, Steve. So that's the situation with that. I've managed to cop another cut over in the middle of the night, but anyway, that's work, and we don't need to talk about that. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought now, so I'll pass it round to the other station. Name here is Mark, and you've got Steve, VK6CS. This is VK6ACB Mobile.
VK6ACB Mobile, VK6FAIL, Leo over here. I believe we have spoken in the past. Just finished up some work for this morning, just heading through the city onto the ramp to head on the onto the freeway north.
Maybe Moose has
So the repeater access is very good here. Yeah, so it's a bit of a F-troop as well this morning, and a bit of a listen to you guys talking, and then yeah, so I will just chime in and say g'day. VK6ACB in the group, VK6FAIL.
You take it, Steve.
Yeah, VK6 CS Mobile with the group. I thought VK6FAIL was Musa, so I wonder if that's a new call, or whether you shouldn't be on here, Leo. Over.
It's definitely me. VK6 Foxtrot Alpha India Lima. Got picked up the F call probably about 3 months ago.
It was AIL. Yeah, sorry, Leo. FAIL. Yeah, no worries, mate. I thought you were saying FAAL. It's Fox Alpha Alpha Lima is Musa, and it really sounded like FAAL to me. But then I'm getting old, probably getting senile too. Pretty good signal into the repeater. And what was I going to say? I was just going to comment on. Yeah, I'd forgotten about the restructuring of the rotation there, Mark. So that's a relief, and that's probably why there wasn't any screaming when I said I wanted to take next week off. I wonder if you had a look at the that 20-metre QSO I recorded with that guy in South Australia. I thought it was funny actually. I couldn't remember his call sign, and then Al said that he couldn't remember his call sign, that South Australian station, and I thought he was having a laugh at first, but I think he was being serious. VK6ACB with the group, VK6CS Mobile.
VK6ACB Mobile returning to the group.